Hey guys, so finally another video on the Ramcharger for you guys. Kind of a quick update on it. Where it's at now, now has a 360 Magnum out of 99 Ram 1500 in it. I made a video to it and then messed up everything as far as how to do that. Maybe at some point when it's warm, I'll do an overview on how to make that work. It's actually really easy, but now I have my computer up there to run it. All fuel injection, everything is all computerized. Turn the key and it goes. It's awesome. Highly recommend doing that if you can do it. And like I said, it's really not that hard. You get a lot more power, a lot more efficiency. And the biggest reason that I did it was turn the key, the thing runs. A couple other things, and now has 35s on it, 35, 12, 50, 15s. Bigger mirrors on it, the big proper toe mirrors. A lot of this stuff I just kind of did and forgot to make a video of it for you guys. What I did here, I took off the old ones and then drilled the holes in the door. There's 3 holes behind there. And then those big butterfly like wall anchors, put those in there and then tighten it down against that. That way they're on there and real good and sturdy. They're not going anywhere. What we're doing today on it is fixing the windshield wipers. What I've got right now is, you can kind of see that one over there. It's just flopped over there. It quit working. So only the driver's side works now, which is a bit of a problem. So I got to fix it. And when you look down the side of the cowl, you can see the arms that go across there. One of them fell off. So hopefully nothing broke, and it's just that bushing in there, which I'll show you guys in a minute when we get there. So to take this off, first you got to take the cowl off. Across here there's a whole bunch of little screws. Take all those screws out, and that makes the cowl loose. Now you got to get the windshield wipers off. So the way that you do that is there's a little tab. That's what it looks like. It sits right up inside of here. Now all you gotta do is take a flat tip screwdriver and pry it out. I'll see if I can do a video at the same time as doing that, or at least show you where it's at over there on the other side. You just be patient with it, kind of work it out. Don't yank on it, you'll break it. And then this all should pop off, which I have a feeling is not going to be very nice to me. Yeah, it's not going to be very nice. So what you'll have to do, it's not going to be nice to you, is give it a little bit of assistance. Get it to do what you want. And it's all on the floor now. Okay. I'm not going to be able to do it with one hand. So, what you got to do is pry it off without bashing everything up. It looks like someone already had this off at some point based on, you know, the markings in the paint. And it's on both sides there like that. So I'm guessing somebody's had this off at some point before, or tried to anyway. But we're going to get that off. And like I said, you just got to stick it in there and pry it off. I just can't do it with one hand. And everything is on the floor now, of course. So once I get this one off, then I'll try and show you guys the tab over there on the other one and how that works. Alright, so got the one side off there. That's what that looks like after it's done. I had to put some lubricant up in there, you know, some WD-40 or whatever. Let it soak for a minute, then pry it off. I'll probably have to do the same thing on this side. Before I do that, though, I'm going to show you. Jeez, everything has to fall. No, it's not. What I'm talking about with this tab up in there. So what that is. I may not be able to get the camera where you see it actually. Yeah, I'm not going to be able to. Oh, dang it. Got a little bit right there. This right here, where the tab is, you can see a little bit of shiny in the screen there. That's about the best I can do though with the camera. But you're just going to take a flat tip, get in there, and pry it out. And once you get that out, then you'll be able to pry the wiper arm off. Sorry I can't get you guys better video of that. There's just no way of, you know, getting it. It's in a bad spot. But I'll get that off and then I'll show you guys what I'm... Alright, so there's that off. Sorry I couldn't get a video of actually taking that off. You just got to mess with the screwdriver in there, prying it off. And, I mean, yeah, you're going to mess up this here. No way I can find around that. Making it not do that. It's just because it slips and whatever. But eventually you will get that off. Once you get that off, then you're kind of home free. So what this does, this all thing, just kind of, and everything's on the floor again. But there you go. That pops out like so. And you can take that and do whatever you want with it. Make it go away, get it out of the way. So, up inside of here is where everything is at that we need to see and do and work with. So this right here, where the arm's supposed to be attached to, somewhere down inside of there is the arm. And yep, here's the arm. And there you go. So now we're going to get it reattached to this piece here. Once we do that, then everybody's happy. It looks like it's just like a little plastic bushing kind of deal on there. Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah. So I'll grab the bushings out of the inside of the truck and I'll show you what those look like. And then we got to figure out which one I need for it. Let me get some light in there. There. Yeah, see, that's what that looks like. And just that goes on that. So it makes the whole thing go round. And then probably over there, yeah, same kind of deal over there. You can see down there on the end. Same setup. So while I've got it apart, I'll probably replace all the bushings, just so that way I don't have to do this again. And, you know, risk messing things up more so than what they already are. I'd like to avoid that if possible. Here's a bit of a better shot. I closed the hood. I'm laying on top of the hood now. And we get a better shot of it. So that's the plastic bushing there. And I think that's these. Dorman number 49440 is what that is. Now, I don't know. I need to look. I don't know if it's also all in this. So you walk into O'Reilly's and say, hey, I need this. Tell me which one I need. There's no way of looking it up. Well, yeah, I guarantee there is. You just don't want to do it. But we'll figure out which one I need, and then I'll put it on there. And I'm just going to, you know, squirt it with some WD-40, let it soak in for a minute, and then you know, yank her off with the pliers. And over here, somebody at some point tried replacing that, it looks like. I'm guessing that's why the cowl was all scratched up before I even started doing anything. And it doesn't look like they put the right one on there. So I'm going to go ahead and yank that one off too while I'm in here. Put a new one on that. And then up in there, looks like there's another one. Now, I don't know. I don't see any good way of getting to that, honestly. Kind of feel it out. See if all that's tight or not. If it's any kind of loose, I'll replace it. If it's tight, I'll probably just leave it alone instead of trying to figure out how to get all that out to replace it. So I'll squirt this down. We'll start here with the issue one and then go from there. So I'll squirt that down, get it off, and once I figure out which one it is, I'll let you guys know. That way you guys have a reference to go off of it instead of winging it like I am. Alright, so what I ended up doing is actually taking the whatever this thing is goes there off. Now I can pull the whole mess out and just work on it right here instead of trying to jam my hand in that tiny little hole that my hand didn't fit in. So what I actually ended up needing to redo all of these was both of these packages, this one and then the other one over there. What you do is actually just buy 2 of these, and then that gives you 4 of these. But I've got both these sitting here. They're the same price either way you go, so whatever. Might as well just use what I got instead of having to run out again. And they all go in these little holes here. Pay attention to the way that all this comes apart, because you're going to have to put it all back together in the right order and everything, obviously, because if you don't, then it don't work. So the way that this sets is that goes there, and this one goes like that. And that's the way that's going to lay out. So then you just put your new bushings in, get this part built, your new bushing in here, your new bushing in over there. And then you're going to kind of snake the whole thing in there, keeping this part built, because otherwise you're not going to be able to get it put together once you're inside of there. And then you'll be able to put this piece together on the end, and that end over on the other end where we already were, and then you'll be good. Once again, there's no way I'm going to do this with one hand, but I'll show you what it looks like when it's all done, and then you guys hopefully will kind of get an idea of what we're doing. Alright, so here's what it looks like all put it back together again. Make sure you pay attention to the way it comes apart. That's how it, the curve come up, and then down to the end down here, and this bar, of course, with the curve facing up. As long as you pay attention to the way they came out, you'll be alright putting them back together. So now I got to snake this whole mess back down into there, and then get it all rehooked back up, and then we'll have wipers again. Alright, so there we go. Back in. The way I did, I snaked it down long end first into the second hole here, all the way down and in, and then kind of brought it back up. So you see up in there, there's all that. So nice and tight there, all nice and tight over there. Everything is tight the way that it ought to be. What I'm going to do is just button up that with the last bolt there, and then test it once. Make sure everything goes around and around and doesn't fall off or anything like that, and make sure it's all still tight. And then start reassembling. Hop down here. There you go. That's what that looks like. Everything goes round and round and round. Nothing fell off, so that's something. Make sure that still feels tight, which it does. There we go. Now we start putting the cowl back on, and last bolt here, and then the wipers, and then we're done with this. Alright, so now we're getting ready to put the cowl back on. So what you're going to want to do is it's going to have to fit up underneath this rubber piece here. So you're going to kind of slide it in underneath there, and be careful not to rip that rubber, and be really careful not to bend the cowl. If you've had one of these for any amount of time, you know parts are hard to find, especially good body parts. There we go. See how that kind of goes up underneath there like so. And we'll have to come over to the other side. This garage makes it really hard because it's not big enough to fit anything in. They designed it for a Prius or something. I don't know. Nobody with a real car can fit anything in here. Not even Mustang fits in here right. Okay, so I'm going to crawl up in there then and slide that piece up underneath there too. And just make sure all the way across it fits up underneath that rubber. That way it looks nice and it's all proper and whatever and everything. The way it's supposed to be. And then once you get that, then we'll want to put the wipers on, run a test one more time, just make sure everything still works, and then we'll actually screw down all of this. So let me crawl up in here and get that shoved up underneath there, show you what that looks like. Then we'll run a test, and then we're done. And so there's that. See how it fits up in there just the way that it was again. Should all go back where they came. And then you want to kind of get your wiper deals centered up in the holes. Now before you put the actual blades, arms, whatever back on, you're going to want to make sure let it run its cycle. That way you know that they're all the way down. See, they'll keep on going. You turn it off, they'll put themselves back down. You want to make sure you do that, then shut it off. Don't let it shut off in the middle of it. If you do that, then once you get your blades set, you're going to be way up here in the middle of nowhere, and none of it's going to make any sense. So you want to make sure you do that. Then I'll take your actual arms here and see how they go on there. But you're going to want to put it on that way they set wherever you want them. Over there. So I'm going to put that blade back on this one. It fell off. And then get it where you want, and then just tamp it down on there. That way you're all set. And do the same with the other side. Try and make it that way it's all symmetrical and everything. That way it looks nice. And then you'll be good to go. So let me grab the blade, put back on this, and then I'll get it put on there and show you what it looks like and the way that I'm going to set it on there. Okay, so there you go. Back on now. You see each blade is kind of flat on there. So let's turn it on once. Let's see what we get. Make sure it's not hitting the bottoms, the windshield there, which it's not. And there you go. And now how wipers go. Okay. So now what we need to do is remember, these little tabby deals. That little dude. Now we need to get that guy back up inside of that. So where he's going to go is right about here. You're just going to take it, slide it up in there, and kind of take it and tamp it up in there with a flathead screwdriver or something. I'll see what we can do about that, but that's what actually locks it in. Before you do that, you may want to take the hilt of your screwdriver and just give it a good tap. Don't beat on it. Just tap, make sure it's all the way down, and then put these on.